Okay, let's do this. Today is Monday and it's February the 11th. And it was a slow start into the week. SPY gapped up but sold off and grinded lower so far. It's always testing VWAP, and as it looks like, yeah, I kind of expected to break towards the afternoon, but you never know. It's very choppy today. There's no volume in the market, and yeah, I was actually I had a long bias today, and I had for Apple. This was my first trade. I did not very good at the open. Um, I wanted to see Apple over above 170, 150, and so when I saw it dip down and when I saw it test this level here and kind of held, I went long when it broke VWAP, but there was no follow through, and I should have taken it off. It was just tiny size, just an opener to add more above highs and even more above 170, 150, and that just didn't work out. Eventually, I took it off with a small 10-cent loss. Here, I tried to take a short, which obviously did not work. I was stopped out. It was a bad entry. I should have waited at least until here, and then I could have gotten a better exit or like have a different picture. I don't know what I did here. It was, oh, I don't know. I can't remember what I did. But it was very choppy here. I took another breakout, but there was no follow through. It was just too little volume, so there was no point in trading it, and I just moved on. Then I tried something similar on MU. I wanted to go short on the break of this candle, but it was too early. I did not wait for it to finish, and like on the close, I went short on the bid, and it immediately traded against me. I took it off and took my loss, and that was okay. I mean, it was just not worth holding, as I took a little bit too much size here, and it still hurt, even though it was like 6 or 7 cents, but that happens. So I was already down like 5 or 6 trades with Apple and this, and still red on the day. I did, however, do very good on Tesla, and together with Apple, I also was long on Tesla, and I really liked it for, like for support. I had 312 was my level for support, and when I saw it hold this 310.50, and I had 310 and 307.50 for support, and then it moved back up. It broke these highs here, and I just went long above 312 with 312. I think I had my stop here around about 312. I went long with just a tiny size, and just to see how it plays, because the spreads were very wide, volume was very low, and so when I saw this hesitation and this wire trading and jumpy behavior, I took off half again and just let the rest run and see what it does. And like in case we go lower, I wanted to add. I mean, there was plenty of support below, so I wasn't worried about the small position. And eventually, I took the trade off into 314 and eventually did very good with my exit here into 315.50 on the reject. Then I saw it here, but I didn't trust it with the EMAs and the VWAP above, which, I mean, I watched it and I saw it, but it traded very slow, and it just stalled, and eventually could roll over, and I did not have any faith in it. So I just waited until it moved back above VWAP, then it made like a retest here. And then I saw this decision candle, and I used the high here, the break of the highs here. Again, Tesla stalled and the spread narrowed, so I was kind of confident to take the offer. That was just in the first moment, and then it stalled too long. I mean, it made small move up, but traded lower, and I decided, as I took half a tier here, I took off half immediately, and once again I took first profit into the 315. And what I didn't see in the time, as I was the chart was too, I zoomed in too much, and I lost perspective, because like this entry stop here, and I mean this was just a perfect pullback retest of my entry, and then it made the move up. Of course I did not want to, like I wanted to lock in my profits, and I didn't trust it. So when 314.50 broke, I hit my exit, and I missed the whole party up to 318. However, I had 318.60 as a pivot, and actually my pivots today were all kind of good. As you can see, 148.60 held here, and on Netflix 350 I missed that, as Netflix had no volume, and 349.50 also held, and now I just see it also held like in pre-market, but I didn't pay much attention to Netflix as the volume was very low. So when I saw Tesla reject this 318.50, which I did not use for an entry, I missed it. I don't know what I was watching. Like it traded in so low volume, I just watched it. But when I saw it hold here, it like this setup, and I watched it on the backside. So when I saw it had trouble here lifting, I saw it break out, but the spread narrowed, and eventually it started to sell, and the spreads still were very narrow, and I was able to get a good fill on the bid. And then I just stuck with it and took profit for $1. My next target was 315. I was impatient and took off the another half on the way up above 316. And it retested. I wanted to see the VWAP break, but the market in general, SPY was trading so choppy, and the Qs as well, so I did not trust it, and it started to grind higher. There was a reject here, and when I thought it really would sell off, but it found the bar, and it looked like here it would break out, and I just took it off, and eventually it sold off, and I missed the whole party. Again, then I traded NVDA, but I didn't do good on the first trade, as my entry, that working. So I saw this, and I hesitated too long. It's we traded 72 held on the bid, and then it dropped, and it dropped very fast. The next print was like at 56, and so either I could have taken the 72 bid, and I wanted to see 70 break, to not enter too early, as they tend to find a bid then and go higher. So I missed my entry here, which was fine. It eventually worked for a quick $1, but I did not. So when I saw it here on the backside, make a lower high and rejecting, I think it was 75, the 75 level, and 70, this previous entry, I thought it's a good point to go short, and so I used the break of the $0.50 on the way down for a break. But I did not get filled on my first target on the bid for, I had a bid out for just above 147. I was not filled, and I knew that's a good sign for strength. And I really should have taken it off, but I wanted to, often it just retests and makes the move, but I stuck to it, which was kind of stupid. At least I should have stopped out here, but I didn't. I knew it's gonna be weak, and eventually you test the 148.70 level. I had 148.60, which we kind of almost hit to the cent. But I haven't, as I was still short here, I didn't have the balls to just place an offer below here, and I wanted to see like a test above, and it formed like a decision candle or some other, or give me some other signal, and the signal eventually came here. It traded lower, found support at the previous day's close. It formed this beautiful decision candle, and I could have used the crack. It even retested here once, twice before rolling over. And as my entry was like just at the $0.50, I did not deserve to stay in this trade. So I eventually I just took the trade off, break even, and nothing won, nothing lost, just some commissions, but it was fair. I did not trade it very well as I ignored my stop and did not add when I had the chance, as I did not trust it. The market was choppy, and I mean this could have been like a long as well. So yeah, if I had been flat here, I definitely would have taken this entry, and then put my stop up here for like, I don't know, 30 cents, and this would have given me like even the chance to take some size, and even with a stop about like at least like above the previous high and the pivot that's sitting up there. Then again, this was a good setup I saw on the 5-minute. It's pretty much the same situation. We tested VWAP here, so we eventually traded down to VWAP, and then we tried it up here. I saw this decision candle, so it would have given me an entry on the 1 minute on the drop of 40 cents, but I waited, as this 21 cent level was an entry on the 5 minutes. So I waited here, and I was very patient, and I took a small position here. Oh, actually no, I did take a bigger position here. That's why I traded out at for 20 cents as like this. I wasn't filled on the first spike down, and on the second I took off half because I didn't trust it. I thought maybe the EMA holds and we make another high before like making, like either if the SPY moving up, that NVIDIA would follow, but that just didn't happen, and I took off more on the break of 47 when we broke back up, and I just stuck with the rest and moved my stop to 20 here. I had my stop at 21 and we traded at 20, so I was very lucky not to get stopped out here, and I left my stop here, and eventually I took the trade off here as I was calling it a day, as it was just job and we came into lunch and it's already noon. So yeah, eventually we would have dropped VWAP for a moment, but not really. So it was okay. I'm green on the day. Good start in the week, or no, not a good start in the week, but green is good, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow and hopefully some more volume.